Yulia Komo. And today I'm going to sing some songs in English, some in Russian, and maybe one in Dutch. These are all the songs I wrote over the years. So here you are. The first one is called The Recipe of Love. So take notes. A bit of tenderness, a drop of happiness, a tint of sorrow and of warmth. You will be boisterous, you will be delicate, you will be like a springing rose. You stir it slow enough, the fire is strong and wild, it's burning out and in. You will be cordial, you will be genuine, just wait and see. Just wait and see, just wait and see, just wait and see, just wait and see. Немного нежности, немного радости, щепотку грусти и тепла. Я буду бешеной, я буду ласковой, я буду как сама весна. Мешая медленно, огонь неистовый снаружи и внутри. Ты будешь преданный, ты будешь искренней, смотри. The next song is in Russian, and it's about memories, beautiful memories, sometimes sad, sometimes happy, and they all flow together like a river. Словно позабыли о себе на бегу, серебрится пылью проседью каждый звук, бесконечно глухи к памяти. Далеко долетим, знаем ли? Ясно улыбаюсь, а внутри ничего. Где-то потерялась по пути глубоко, растворилось мое прошлое. Как его отыскать можно ли? Словно позабыли о себе на бегу, серебрится пылью проседью каждый звук, бесконечно глухи к памяти. Далеко долетим. The next song is called Tonight. yourself, you say so what? You've been through everything, why not? You take me low, you take me high, you lift my feelings to the sky. We've been through the storm, we've been through the light. I will cherish you in my dreams tonight, 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 tonight. My voice still trembles when you look at me. I'm here on your hook. Forgive me, please, forget me not. Untie this overwhelming knot. We've been through the storm, we've been through the light. I will cherish you in my dreams tonight, 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 ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba-da-ba, tonight, 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 tonight. Well, and from the night we go to the morning, and the morning in Russian, a beautiful morning when everything is possible and we run free through the city and into the nature and then fly away. Утром дымка стоит над городом, утром, утром, утром. Ты всегда улыбаешься, здорово утром, так здорово утром, утром. Мы побежим с тобой в кино, все равно пусть работа, пусть что, так здорово утром, так здорово утром в кино. Мы побежим по городу, по траве, по росе, по городу. Так здорово утром бежать по городу, куда глаза глядят, бежать, куда глаза глядят, бежать, куда глаза глядят, бежать, куда глаза глядят, бежать по городу утром, утром, утром. Тебе сказать, мне бежать так легко, с тобой бежать за руки утром, по городу утром вдвоем. Я лишь сказать тебе хочу, посмотри, ты летишь, и я лечу по небу утром, по городу утром с тобой, утром, утром. Now a couple of more songs which are really song sketches, but they are in English. And I started writing in English since we started traveling around the world. Most of my songs originally were written in Russian, but yes, these are some of my sketch mood songs in English that I would love to share with you. It might feel like fortune has left you, but I know it never leaves, but it likes to hide and keep low. another year until you decide to spare your mind, and then it will grow. Oh, 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 oh. It will grow, and let go of your mind. Let go. Oh, let go. When the fire is gone, when the rain has stopped, you belong to nowhere else. Take a look around, laying on the ground, your core, your strengths. Lie, 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 lie. So this one is to be continued. It is an experimental song, but it is about picking up your core and strengths and going forward. So I wish this to everyone, especially after this very interesting year. And now I'd like to share a very simple song, but quite positive, and it is called A Trip Around the Sun. I wrote it around one of my birthdays, because every year the Earth makes a trip around the sun. So I think it's very nice now when the new year starts to think about a new trip around the sun. And I wish everyone that it is very positive and happy and filled up with what you believe in and what you care about. It's a bit silly and cheerful. I'm on a trip around the sun. Another one, another one. I took my hopes, I took my dream, and I don't care what you think. I'm on my way to find myself. My travel books stay on the shelf. There are no rules, there is no plan. No get it done and no what then. I'm on a trip around the sun. No need to rush, no need to run. Enjoying every step and day. I'm walking forward and away from everything I'm known, away from what I don't support, towards my hopes, towards my dreams. It is as easy as it seems. So, and I would like to sing one more song in Russian. And this one was very hard to choose because I have many that I love to share. But I was trying to think again about the spirit of holidays and the spirit of freeing and making wonderful things. So this is the one that I wrote quite recently. Actually, I had a break for a couple of years, and I'm trying to find it here. Yes, here. Just freshly written, not even typed up yet. So I hope I remember it. But it's really about not being afraid, about moving on, about taking care of yourself and choosing the right way for you, which probably most of my songs are about. It's called «Не боюсь», I'm not afraid. Не боюсь, понимаю, что я больше не боюсь. Once more. Не боюсь, понимаю, что я больше не боюсь. не держусь, где же грусть? Отпускаю, улыбаюсь и не злюсь, не вернусь, разлетелись мечты, да на 3 стороны, на распутье опять, но пора выбирать, закрывай те страницы поскорее, дочитай, убирай, замечай, только главное сейчас ты замечай, не скучай, разлетелись мечты, да на 3 стороны, на распутье опять, время все выбирать пришло. And I did say that I will try to do one song in Dutch, as I've been living here over 5 years, almost 6 now. My Dutch is still not good enough to really compose songs in Dutch, but I wrote this mix. It actually started in German. When I was in Germany, I was walking and I saw this sign on the street that said, "Lass die Sonne in your heart." Let the sunshine in your heart, into your heart. And then I asked my friends, and it might sound a bit silly and funny, but they helped me to do the Dutch version, which is "Laat het zonnetje in your heart," right? Laat het zonnetje in your heart. So I'll try. Please forgive me, but I'm really trying here with the Dutch language. Lass die Sonne in dein Herz, let the sunshine in your heart. Лето будет так тепло, если солнце в нем горит. Laat het zonnetje in your heart, let the sunshine in your heart. Сердцу будет так тепло, так тепло. It's really not a song, but just a statement about letting the sunshine in our hearts and looking forward to the new year. And I'll finish with a statement, the Russian song that is called Being. I want to be myself. I just simply want to be. In Russian it's called «Хочу быть». Разбегаются мысли, все вокруг пахнет холодом, все просто зависло, ждет какого-то повода. Снаружи не хуже, чем внутри, солнце катится куда-то направо и за облако прячется. А я хочу быть без страха, без скуки. Да я хочу быть и все. Хочу быть как сны, как запахи, звуки, свободно влетать в любое окно. Хочу быть как мир, хочу быть на счастье, хочу быть одним и целым внутри. Да я хочу быть рассудком и страстью. И я хочу быть, где будешь и ты. Забываются сны, а потом возвращаются. Забудься и ты, все когда-то кончается. Играет лучом солнце на подоконнике. Пусть жизнь только сон, мы найдем смысл в соннике. Ведь я хочу быть без страха, без скуки. Да я хочу быть и все. Хочу быть как сны, как запахи, звуки, свободно влетать в любое окно. Хочу быть как мир, хочу быть на счастье, хочу быть одним и целым внутри. Да я хочу быть рассудком и страстью, и я хочу быть, где будешь и ты, где будешь и ты. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much for your performance. It's so nice. It's like every performance is like a present. It was also the idea, but also I'm very surprised because also I don't know everybody. And oh yeah, it's in English because you're English. We already had your husband, Igor, one of the first shows, and really happy you could come also.
Yeah. Thank you for inviting.
Yeah.
Ik begrijp Nederlands, maar ik spreken niet zo goed, maar ik probeer.
Nou, heel goed. And you tried a Dutch song?
Yeah. I tried to translate one of the
Yeah.
I was really nervous because then I realized everybody understands that it's if I make a mistake, I think I still made it sound a little bit not Dutch, but I tried really hard. And because when you write a song, you want it to resonate with people who hear it. So I tried to, at least in some of my songs, to adjust and add these Dutch phrases so people, oh, this is my language,
Yeah, they recognize it. Yeah, because the rest of the songs were in Dutch and in English and Russian. And also what I was interested in your songs is that you say like a sketch. Because we know the word sketch from painters and drawers, but of course with music you also have that. So it was nice to see the connection for that.
But I really see when I write music, it is like a drawing to me. I don't draw very well, even though my father was really good. And I like drawing, but I like sketching. And when I write a song, it feels like, I write all these chords and words, and suddenly it's a sketch, but then it grows into a piece.
Yeah.
And some songs I don't feel like I want to develop into a big piece, like you come to art gallery and you sometimes see these huge paintings, and then you look at the sketches and they're also
and
nice.
They're sometimes also more interesting because they have that livelihood that they don't have this overthinking.
Yeah, everything. So I just want sometimes to keep them raw and have the sketches with a central idea.
Yeah.
And especially in English, sometimes I just don't have, English is also not my native language. So I have this one sentence or idea that would come to me in English, and then I would kind of wrap other words around it, and then I let it go. And I just keep it like this. And some later grow into much bigger songs. So.
And what I also understand, you played the piano, and then you started singing, I think. So the piano was just to play the piano, and then you started singing, and it was like for you, okay, I'm or playing the piano or I'm singing. I'm not doing both together. Yeah. And then you got inspired by other people, and there was this determination, I think I still want to do these two together. Yeah. Is that right? And where does your inspiration come from?
Yeah, well, some of my favorite famous or female musicians that are playing the piano are Tori Amos or Regina Spektor, who is actually Russian, but she's American. And she has some songs also in English and Russia. She has been in the Netherlands twice over the time we've been here, and I came to their concert. She's very popular here, I think even more than in Russia. I was really surprised and happy about it. But I don't try to copy them. I think they have completely unique style, but I do get inspired. I have been to their live concerts for several times. Tori Amos is originally from Washington, D.C., and we lived in Washington, D.C. before coming to the Netherlands, so she performed quite often there. And I was just inspired how well they don't think about piano. For me, when I sing, I want to be in the song completely, and I have to think about piano. So I'm not yet there. I don't call myself a piano player because it's just accompaniment for me. It's just assistance to get the songs out.
Yeah.
I used to perform with a band, with a guitar player, a piano player, a drummer, and bass player, and violin. So I would arrange everything for all the instruments, but I wouldn't on stage. I wouldn't be in the moment trying to play, or maybe just small chords, you know, for the kind of performance.
And then you were mainly singing.
And I was only singing. Yeah. Well, I was singing. I was writing the songs. I was arranging them. I was managing the band, more or less. But not on the stage playing. So and this is something I learned since we started traveling, so that I can perform all by myself. Yeah,
and also I think you also having some choirs or
yeah. I sing in an a cappella group in Hilversum. It's from international people who live in Hilversum all around, just 7 to 8 people, and of course Hilversum International Women's Choir, which has been here for 4 or 5 years, I think. And I join it from time to time when I could, because it's really it was very intensive. They meet every week for several hours, and but I love this experience. And they perform at MCO here in Hilversum every year. And of course, this year was very different, but we still met at Zoom sessions. And Tash Perry, who is the director, she's really inspiring. She's the one who also created the a cappella group. So I think an a cappella group, of course, doesn't sing own songs, but other musicians, right? Famous musicians.
They don't make their own.
We make some arrangements from Coldplay. We make some classic arrangements. It's really nice, and I love. It's called close harmony. I love how my voice, which in my solo singing is one, but when you sing in a close harmony with male voices, with female voices, it's completely different feeling. It's really inspiring.
It becomes a total different.
And when it's one of the big things that I'm very proud of with the a cappella group, it's called the blenders. So we blend the sound like a blender, but also. I think 2 years ago we were invited for a private party through some of our friends at Rijksmuseum. So in the night they closed down the museum. There was a private party, and there was a night watch behind our backs, and we sang in this.
The painting, the night watch.
The night
not the security,
but
the night watch painting.
Now it's actually, I think, is restored, but it was amazing. I think once in a lifetime experience.
Beautiful space, also that way.
Beautiful space, and the sound, it brings you chills. It travels along the gallery, and we were standing there, and there was this night watch, Rembrandt night watch in our back, and this museum at night. It was really special, and we could really see the close harmony coming together. It was that's one of my really big takeaways from this a cappella singing.
And you ended up in Hilversum, and you have a story why you you got the job in Amsterdam, but you ended up in Hilversum because you didn't want to.
It's part of the story, of course, but I thought it's a funny sort of thing that I grew up. I was born in Yekaterinburg, that's in the Urals, the Ural Mountains in Russia. Actually, which were formed by European and Asian continents coming together many years ago, million years ago. And so you can imagine, if you think about Russia in the map, it's sort of in the middle. It's not Siberia yet, but it's somewhere there. There is no water. We have rivers and lakes, of course, but to travel to the Black Sea or to the North Sea, it takes days, by train. So I grew up very sort of midland person, midland mountain person a little bit. The mountains are not very big, so I'm used to dry land. And when I was invited to come to the Netherlands, I just almost on the way there, I realized it's the country that is below sea level. I'm gonna drown, it's irrational. It's more like, I think it's kind of an instinct when you are so used to seeing mountains and dry land. And
we are in Holland, a lot of places are below sea level.
Below sea level. Yeah. Actually, the first months I stayed with my friend in Almere, which was taken away from the sea only 50 or 60 years ago. And when she told me that, every morning I would wake up and it was funny, but also not funny. And then we were looking, because the job was in Amsterdam, and we knew we would want to live in a smaller place or, in a town nearby. We looked at Haarlem, we looked at Leiden, and every time I came here, I was like, it's gorgeous, but it's so close to the sea. And then my friend sent me a contact in Hilversum, and I came here, and I felt so easy, immediately. I remember I'm walking out of the station and it just feels so right. And the stone in front of the station says tolerance and толерантность in Russian. I was like, this is a good sign, I like this town. And then when we rented an apartment, first it was on the top floor with a view over Hilversum, over the gorgeous church. And then I actually looked on the map and it's like 7 meters above the sea level. I was like, I'm fine. I stay here. I stay here. Yeah, and then you even have a mountain near Anshof,
Yeah, Andershoeven, the berg.
When we went to the berg, I was like, yeah, we are in the mountains. That feels completely like home. So, of course, we laugh about it now, but back then it was almost like a panic, and I'm so happy I ended up here. I really love Hilversum. We're here for over 5 years, almost 6 years now, and our kids have a great community here. I mean, I wouldn't have met the choir and the a cappella group if I weren't here. And I really, especially with the lockdown, I feel so rooted here. I went on an excursion with one of the locals a couple of months ago, and she showed us hidden, because it's hard to make excursions now, so she made up this amazing excursion all around Hilversum, hidden places. You walk by to the shop or somewhere, you never know there is a cemetery hidden here or the stone dedication here. So now I love it even more. I'm in love with Hilversum.
Yeah, so you feel at home in Hilversum.
Yeah, and if people come, I know so many stories now to tell about Hilversum.
That's nice.
Yeah.
And so you're more in the international community in Hilversum, which we have actually quite a lot of.
You have a huge. Yeah, that was I actually.
And they're not really visible, but we know they are there.
Yeah, and that's the thing that I didn't realize it. That's I chose Hilversum because we found a nice apartment first, a good deal, and this whole over the sea level thing. But then it turned out that Nike is here, and a lot of international companies, Media Monks is here, and then it turned out the international community is much bigger than in many other places. So I was happy because when we came here, we didn't speak Dutch at all. My daughter only spoke Russian and English. And Russian-speaking community is big here, so I hope.
Yeah, also because my daughter is going to the Paulus school, and there, I think on the Saturdays the Russian school.
Yeah, that's where my daughter went to on the Saturday. Russian school. So it is quite representable here, but. I am part, so for example, when I went to Zumba classes, it was a Dutch class. So I am really trying not to separate myself. Russian speaking, international or Dutch, even the international choir, I think when it started, it was mostly international women, and now we have lots of Dutch women, and it's so nice to mingle. I'm actually proud, I think, having traveled around the world and lived in the US and in Russia, in the UK, it takes about 2 or 3 years to feel more or less integrated, not yet, especially if you don't know the language well, but after 5 years, if you have at least 1 or 2 local people that you can stop by for a coffee or tea, that really makes it different. And I think it helped me because I had my second daughter here, because all my midwives, in the hospital, everybody was Dutch and speaking Dutch, and I felt how the system, the health system cares about me, and I could exchange some words in Dutch, and my kid is, though she is Russian, she is Dutch born. It makes me really connected to the Netherlands now. Yeah,
and maybe the final question is also because you also use music to inspire the social life, you integrate them. Can you try to say something about that? Because I think it's very important that we use art, music and all the creative parts more into people who have some trouble or in a difficult situation, because a lot of time they don't want to talk about the situation because they're already in the situation. But music and other art, they can really make a difference for these people in need or need a little bit help at that moment.
Exactly. I think that actually what you were saying is part of my life mission. I never saw myself originally as a performer just for the performance, and since I started writing music, I was writing it for my friends who felt sad or happy, telling the stories of people who surround me. I was traveling a lot around Russia, seeing very, very low income families in hardships, in orphanages, and I've been teaching English to kids, performing, singing, And then I thought, this is not enough, this is not sustainable, because you come once with a concert, it's entertainment. But actually, I also performed in prisons. I forgot to tell you when we talked before, in several prisons in Russia, in women, female and male.
And the performing one time is okay because it distracts them from their situation.
It's just a distraction,
but it does not
entertainment.
something for the long.
It doesn't make it sustainable long term, exactly. And I was thinking, well, especially after these performances in prison, I felt so sad when I was leaving, because there were girls there who were almost my age, and they were clapping, and then I leave and they stay behind because they're there for some crimes, but they want to, and I tell the story that they can relate to. And the same was in the orphanages, in other places, and people with mental disabilities. And people were crying, and then the doctor would say sometimes that we couldn't get this person to cry. This is part of the healing, but she wouldn't cry until you came and sang. And then I felt, I need to make something bigger around it. So once I was in one of the orphanages, there was a non-profit organization, and they said, you really connect well, you're not just a singer, do you want to manage some projects like this? And that's how it started long time ago. I was still a student. I was like, okay, I can come sing and then talk to young people about unwanted pregnancies and sexual safer sex and HIV/AIDS prevention. They trained me, and then it was such a deep connection and impact. And they were like, wow, if somebody from a stage, good looking, singing, is talking to us about this, then maybe it is important. And then I made it my mission to involve also famous people, more famous than me, really Russian celebrities, from journalists to musicians, actors, to make a real impact. Because when they talk to their target audiences, people who are their fans, watching their films and going to their concerts, and suddenly they talk about something social, important, about the depression, about their life, and they're like, oh, he cares, or she cares, I can really make something, and they get inspired. And that's how I actually came to the Netherlands. As part of I came to work for a big non-profit who uses creativity to impact people's life and health, to make it better.
Well, maybe it's a good item, because I was in the tsunami. After the tsunami, I was in Sri Lanka, and I did a lot of projects, and I experienced the same. I think maybe it's a good wish, maybe for next year, that we can, use our qualities as musicians, artists, also to help other people.
I think
and it's strange. They don't talk to a psychiatrist, but they can make a song, or they can write a song. And I think it's not enough. In other countries we're doing it, and Dutch people also. We have a lot of aid programs, but in our own country we forget it. And so I think for me it's a wish. Maybe we can have more of this kind of projects.
I agree. I always was wondering, why do people separate so much art and music? There is high art and high music, and then there is life. But music and art is not possible without life. It's so interwoven. So I was thinking, art therapy. I think art therapy is actually quite strong in the Netherlands, as much as I hear. Music, drama therapy is still something that is seen more as entertainment, like you said, to distract people. But it's not about, about involvement, inspiration, engaging, because when you sing to a person and their soul responds to you, or they start writing songs inspired, then it is already transformation, right? I really believe music and art are transformative, and I think I wouldn't be able to write new songs and be a musician if I didn't feel the impact, how it transforms people. So,
well, let's spread the word and
let's make it happen.
Let's make it happen in Hilversum.
Yeah,
I'm with you.
Yes, great.
And thank you very much for today, and for your interview and your stories.
Yes,
and we hope to see you again one time perform, but then with the real public.
Yeah, we will have. I'm hoping that the new year will come. I mean, I said it during performance. I really tried to select songs to, even in Russian, if you don't understand them, to bring the inspiration for the new year, to bring the courage, whatever we are facing, to get through it and be be transformed.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.